There's a secret professional filmmakers have been hiding from you, and that secret is that the camera you shoot on is one of the last things that matters when it comes to making a film that looks like it belongs in a movie theater. This is the brand new Zhiyun B200 from the B-series lights that they just released, with lights ranging from 100 watts to a staggering 500 watts. In this video, we're gonna break open the B200 to see what this light can really do. But before we take a look at this light and everything that it's capable of, let's dive into how a light like this can completely transform your films to give them that cinematic edge. And just a quick disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video, but Zhiyun did send me this light a few months in advance to releasing it to the public to test it out, but all of my opinions about this product will be honest and true. So without further ado, let's get into it. Lights like the B200 really shine because of how bright they can get. You can see that if I take a light like this and turn it all the way up and point it at me, you can see how ridiculously bright that it gets. But why would you ever want a light this bright to begin with? Look at these two shots and notice how the shadows on the left are super defined and sharp, and in the one on the right, the shadows are really soft and feathered out, which is a lot more flattering to the face. The difference between these two shots is what's called light diffusion. In the shot on the left, the light is pointed right at my face and the intensity is just turned way down. But in the shot on the right, we've attached a softbox to the B200 which diffuses it and makes the shadows look way softer. Now here's what a lot of lighting videos on YouTube don't tell you about light diffusion. Why does putting a softbox on the light make the shadows softer? Well, it's not because of the material, even though that definitely can make a difference in how the light looks. It's actually just because we're making the light source bigger. Without getting into the physics of it, that's all light diffusion actually is. The bigger the light, the softer the quality. So when you're just using a small little LED chip like this, it's gonna give you really harsh shadows. But if you put a softbox on it, it makes the light source physically bigger and makes the shadows a lot more diffused and soft. A softbox isn't the only way to do this though. You can do the same thing by literally just pointing the light at the ceiling or a wall. In this case, you're taking the small little LED chip and turning the whole ceiling into the light source, which diffuses the light just the same. Except now we've also lit the background and the rest of the room instead of just the face. But if we try to do the same thing with a regular light bulb, you'll see that it's just not nearly bright enough to do something like this. And this is a super big reason that super bright lights like this B200 can be so useful. Another great reason why a bright light is crucial for filmmaking is its ability to basically become the sun. In this shot, the light's gonna allow me to create that sunlight effect even indoors. I simply put the B200 on a light stand and place it outside a window without any diffusion because I want the harsh light coming in through the window like it was the actual sun. Then I just add some blinds to create some texture and patterns, and to add a little bit of a cinematic feel to the shot, I also just went ahead and threw in some haze in the air as well. In reality, the sun never actually comes through the window like this, but with some movie magic, thanks to the B200, you can see how incredible and cinematic the shot's starting to look. Looking at the B200 for the first time, you'll immediately notice its compact form factor, a more rugged look and futuristic design. This light is significantly smaller than similar power lights that I own, which means that it's way easier to move around and carry on and off set. Its compact and lightweight design is thanks to a unique cooling system that Zhiyun has adopted for this light series. While turned on, you can hear the fan running, but it's not hardly loud enough to cause you a problem with the audio that you're shooting. And if you do pick it up in the background, it's pretty easy to remove this sort of noise in just about any editing software. So here's the sound of the fan running right next to me while I'm talking, and now here it is with the sound removed in Adobe Audition. The B200 uses a high-density plastic that feels very sturdy. Handling both the B200 and my Aperture 100D at the same time, I definitely feel like the B200 feels a lot more sturdy. It's equipped with an industry-standard Bowens mount so that you can either attach the reflector dish that comes with the light or a softbox or other modifier. The Zhiyun B200 is a 200-watt bicolor LED fixture, meaning that you can go from a warm 2700 Kelvin to a cool 5600, which allows you to effortlessly transition between warm and cool lighting without using any filters. When I first got into lighting, I just bought daylight lights thinking that I'd be doing setups whenever I shot and wouldn't need a warmer tungsten light for anything that I was doing. But in reality, it's actually really nice to be able to match your color temperature to the overhead lights in a room when you're in a hurry and don't have the time to build out a whole lighting setup. And it can also be really nice just for adding a splash of color to a scene. For example, if I want to make this shot really pop using motivated lighting, we're going to bring in a lamp and put it in the scene behind me. And then I can replace my daylight light with the B200 set to a warmer color temperature to match the warm light in the background. This makes the lamp look like it's actually lighting me from behind and adds a lot of depth and intrigue to the shot. Now see how much more depth there is to our shot with just this one little change? The Zhiyun B200 has two control knobs, one for color temperature and one for the light's intensity, but I can also control the light using a dedicated remote control on my smartphone through the Vega app. Inside this app, you have control over everything from adjusting the light intensity to fine-tuning colors with precision. And pairing the light to the app was one of the easiest experiences that I've ever had pairing equipment to a mobile app before. Usually there's a bunch of hoops to jump through and there's problems keeping it from disconnecting at random times, but the B200 with the Vega app, it just connected automatically and I've never had an issue with it disconnecting. It has a super user-friendly interface that makes it really easy to access lighting presets and built-in effects that can streamline the process of achieving professional quality lighting. Overall, this app adds tremendous value to the Zhiyun ecosystem. One of the really big things that I did want to make sure that I talk about in this video is the light fall off of the B200 with the reflector. This is a bit technical, but it's a really big deal to someone like me that uses lights like this on a daily basis and is constantly fighting with this issue. Here you can see that I've got a few of my favorite lights. The Amaran 100D, the Godox M300 Bi, and of course the Zhiyun B200, all set up with about 100 watts of power. Notice how when you look at the light fall off from each of these lights, the Aperture and the Godox lights both have significant hot spots. The B200, on the other hand, has a very even spread of light. Hotspots generally lead to uneven and unnatural lighting in your scene, and this inconsistency can be really frustrating because it usually disrupts the lighting effect that you're going for and requires you to make a bunch of additional adjustments to correct. So there's a major pro for the B200. So there you have it. The all-new budget B200 is a complete slam dunk in my opinion. If you're still in the market for a reliable and versatile lighting solution that won't break the bank, the Zhiyun B200 is an excellent option. But not just that. Zhiyun's newest B-series lineup offers a range of options from 100 watts to 500 watts, ensuring that you have a perfect fit for your lighting needs. Whether you're a content creator, filmmaker, photographer, the B-series lights from Zhiyun provide exceptional quality without compromising your budget. So don't miss out on this incredible deal and click the link below in the description to purchase the Zhiyun B200 or explore their other fantastic options in their newest B-series lineup.